Get Into Gate. This is episode 119. We're talking Stargate SG-1. The full Get Into Gate team is here. My name's Mitch. Joining me, Matty.
Yo.
Brendan.
Hello.
Rhys.
Yeah, g'day, guys.
And our fifth man, at least one of them. He's back, Lincoln.
Hi,
guys.
Good
to see you guys.
Welcome
Great,
back.
good stuff. Well, we are talking Stargate SG-1. If you're listening to Get Into Gate for the first time, we are a bunch of Stargate SG-1 fans. Rhys is our first-time viewer. We're introducing him to an episode per week. Here we are, Season 6, Episode 8. The Other Guys. Let's check out what this one's about and throw it over to Rhys and see what he thought. Two bumbling scientists working on an off-world research project witness SG-1 captured by a Goa'uld raid and, defying orders, attempt to rescue them. Little do they know that SG-1 staged the capture in order to infiltrate the Goa'uld and make contact with a Tok'ra informant. The Other Guys, Rhys, what did you think?
Look, I love these scientists way more than Team Grogan. This episode was so funny, man. I loved it. Just the whole that one scientist just being a massive fan of SG-1, and yeah, just the way it went through, and those two bumbling idiots running around. When I cracked up the most is when that one scientist is like moving around like mission style in the corridor, and the other one's just walking through casually. He's like, would you stop that?
It's kind of like playing a video game where the bots are doing all the proper like Call of Duty army things, and you as the player just go, man,
Teabagging people.
I've got unlimited lives. I can do whatever I want.
You're just on God mode with invisibility, so you're just walking straight through the middle.
It's like, I think this is the first time where an actor actually outstages RDA in the comedy department, which is Patrick McKenna playing Jay Felger. I just love everything that he does, this guy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just the way he's, look how cool they are. And you're like, and then
It's perfect, because it's not just the lines or the way he does it, but it's just like that undertone of you believe him.
Yeah, oh God,
It's so cool, man.
And that's what I think. The way this character was written and had to be played in this episode was like a hairline away from being the most annoying character we'd seen so far, an overplayed role. So you had to nail this because it all right on the fact this guy was a massive fan. And like you said, like when they first ringed into the ship and he just starts firing and you're like, idiot, why would you do that? But it worked for that character moment. Like every scene, everything that he played just worked, and it was at risk of not working, but I think this guy absolutely crushed it. So because when I turned this episode on, I'm like, oh, these guys piss me off. This is such why are we? I don't want to see a whole episode of these guys. Within 5 minutes, I'm like, oh no, this is actually okay. But they really had to work from the ground up. So I think they crushed it.
Because he had that offsider too that sort of said what we're all thinking when he does like shoot around, and he's like, "What are you doing? Would you stop that?"
Yeah.
And it's just like, that was his offside. Like their dynamic together was just.
We were
perfect.
alone, but that would probably change.
Nicely done. We were alone, but that'll probably change now. Oh, please. Just... Okay, area secure.
Very secure. He's nailed it.
It was funny, even when you hear him say that, you can still picture him like his hands are like touching all over his body, like he does. He's like, okay, area secure. He's like touching all his gear and shit. And you're just like,
I mean, the clip on his gun is now empty, so if someone does come around the corner, he's totally. But this area is secure.
Yeah, like Rhys touched on, I just love physical humour so much, and just the way it was almost ad-libbed. The way they did it was like Coombs, especially going after that scene, going to the door and the door opens and he doesn't know which side to pick, and you're just like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. It was funny when they finally did find SG-1, and SG-1's like, no, we got caught on purpose, because I remember when they were. When those scientists run over and sort of dived on the ground outside, and then SG-1's getting taken in. I remember seeing Jack and literally saying, "Oh, just he's so casual, just getting caught again."
Yeah,
This was like later to find out, they did it on purpose. But I was like, "What a crack up!" He's like,
yeah.
I found his comedy too, RDA or O'Neill's comedy towards the Jafar, just so funny, man.
Yeah,
he's just like does not give a shit.
He amped it up this episode, really. Yeah. I think he had to meet Felger. It was just like he's like, well, if he's going that high, well then I can end it with you ended that sentence with a preposition, bastard.
And even Tilt getting in it as well. How the Jafar come in and met him, and they're like, "You must be the Sholvar." And Tilt's like,
And Jack pats him on the back.
Good on you, buddy.
And then,
That's him. He's with us.
And
I
then,
turned him.
and then O'Neill goes, Carter, was that joke too much?
Yeah.
And it's silence, and then Tilk jumps in. It needs work.
Yeah, they
Like-
could get away with that because it's on purpose.
Yeah.
They got captured on purpose.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They weren't worried.
I think what they did in this episode better than what they did a couple of weeks ago in Nightwalkers, where once you find out the twist, I feel like everything that come before it that was a bit ambiguous doesn't make sense. Like that was sort of setting up this mystery, and then once you realize what's going on, you're like, well, that was just all there to confuse us and to keep the mystery alive until 10, 15 minutes to go. Whereas this, when you find out that it's all a ruse and they've actually allowed themselves to be captured, you can go back and watch that first 20 minutes again and go, no, everything they said, everything they did still makes sense. Even when they were by themselves in the room and they were just like... Oh.
Even Hammond, when they go back to Earth, and Hammond's like, where's the other people in your team? Oh, they went and got SG-1. And he's like, what? So he didn't say
They did what?
anything.
Yeah.
And it cuts away before he can explain it.
You think he's saying it just because there are a couple of scientists that are completely underqualified. You think that's why Hammond's blowing up Deluxe, and it's like, no, that's not the reason.
You're ruining it.
Yeah, in the dialogue, like O'Neill to was it Jonas, and he's like, "Oh, so what do we do now?" Like it's the first time he's been captured. Even Carter going, "Shouldn't you be smiling now? Because this is the first time you've done something new."
Yeah, it's not real.
It's all fake.
But he's like, what happens now? And O'Neill's like, well, in about 30 seconds, we'll have some kind of overdressed, over theatrical bad guy come in and tell us that we're all done for
Enter Harak.
any minute now. And then the doors open, and it's like even that by itself, just them, they're all in on it. That dialogue, you're like, that still works for what they're giving to us, the audience. They're not lying to us as an audience. So I really like that, and it was so much better than Nightwalkers.
And the reason that we buy it too is because it is from their point of view.
Yeah.
And unlike, the other people that we've had previously, they're not as annoying because they're funny. So you don't mind it.
And it's been earned. Like, if they tried to pull this off in, like, Season 1 or Season 2, you'd be like, ooh. But they've been through enough now that I think you buy it. For me, it's a turning point not only for Season 6. Like, we're on the start of, like, a nice little sort of...
Yeah, 3-episode run.
Oh, no, because after that, you got, like, Unnaturals. After the next, like, 3, you got
Prometheus.
Prometheus and Unnatural Selection, a few others like there. So there's a good little run here. But it's also the first episode written by Damien Kindler.
Yeah.
So he had a story credit back in Season 2 for Need.
That's right, because I was going to ask, because I'm like, I recognise his name, because he goes on to write quite a few from this point on, doesn't
about
he?
15 or 16,
Okay.
a couple of Atlantis, and then he actually goes on to create Amanda Tapping's next TV series, Sanctuary.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's the creator for that show as well. So I think he was kind of freelance up until this point, and then he really, I think, injected a lot of comedy. Like this whole series in general, the tone shifts and becomes much more sort of comedy-centric and lighthearted. And because, seasons 1 to 5 are so heavy and like high drama with Apophis and all those kind of things. So I think to keep the series fresh, it injected much-needed comedy and just sort of levity into it, which I really enjoy. Damien Kindler, also Melbourne-born, apparently. Melbourne-born. Melbourne-born boy.
Oh,
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Or in Australia.
Born.
Now, before we go too much further, I want to bring out the segment Sounds of the Gate, but I want to do like a rebrand.
Oh, okay.
So I want to try something different here. I want to do a new opener, but I want you guys to be involved, so I want to do like a live record. So I want to play you...
Did the old one have an opener?
Sounds of Stargate.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There we go.
But no,
to
answer your question.
I think we did the first time and then totally forgot. Yeah.
So I'll play you this sound bit, and then I'll tell you what I want us to do after that.
Got it out of your head.
So Rhys doesn't have the headphones on, but that's the Serpent's Venom, basically. And I want us to sing. I'm going to try and make a karaoke version, and I want us to do the sounds of Stargate in the Serpent's Venom theme.
Let's do it.
And then I'll do something with it in post.
Did you write the lyrics?
No, that's just the name of the segment.
Didn't see that. It's like as Rhys been paying attention.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Do you want to
Do
do a Serpent Venom one just to get it out of the system?
I don't know. You're the director here,
Let's
man.
do it. Let's do a Serpent's Venom one.
All right.
Yeah,
and
count us in.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
The Serpent's Venom.
That
All
felt
right.
good.
Now, the sounds of Stargate.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
The
sounds of Stargate.
That'll be awesome.
You didn't count us in that second one, so I was lost.
All right, do you want to do it again?
No.
God, no.
Yeah,
like we
I'm a one-take wonder.
I feel like we could have done this before we started recording, but that's all right.
We are recording.
Yeah.
Well, if we did it before we're recording, how are we going to record it? I think I've broke you.
We need that meme where it has the chick with the like three things of her
Yeah,
doing the
just-
thought and the pyramid and sort of Zach Galifianakis on the.
So with that in mind, here's the sounds of the gate from the wonderful movie.
I
The lyrics.
I never thought I'd want to hear Daniel again so much.
Not a Will Ferrell fan.
No, clearly not. Not a Mark Wahlberg fan, maybe.
Oh, I'm a fan of both of those guys. I'm just not in the other guy.
Question I've got.
Shoot.
They had a bit of a firefight with the Jafar. Have they put Jonas through basic training yet?
Oh, here we go. He had a problem with Daniel.
Absolutely. Jonas has no military experience on his world.
Funny
or
note,
ours.
this is the only episode where Jonas Quinn shoots at somebody.
Well, and hits them.
No, at all, apparently, according to the wiki. It's the only episode where he shoots at anybody.
No wonder they got captured.
No.
Apart, and they didn't count the shadow play one because it wasn't him.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there's one next season because she's shooting a Zat and he's still shooting and they don't put the little Zat effect, so he's like, hey. And there's nothing.
So he
You
didn't
know
shoot.
there's a trigger.
Well, it's like he's already taken out all the Jafar and he's like
Yeah.
shooting and then he's still miming it. And
That's where even the VFX guys confused Daniel and Jonas because, like,
Yeah.
isn't this the actor that hates the Zat? I just won't put the effect in.
yeah.
That'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's like, I was questioning that too, but that wiki sometimes you can't rely on everything because at some point it says, in this episode too, it says, we've saved the world eighth time, for the 8th time. And it actually says in the wiki, well, it's actually 18. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, some people take it a little bit too
Yeah.
seriously.
They consider like Hathor in Off-World was considered as saving Earth.
It's probably written by Fresh Horse. It's fine.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, no doubt.
Fine.
No doubt.
Big shout out
Obviously
to
done the research.
Do your
Albin,
research.
was it, that did us up an image?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
Fresh Horse.
Fresh
so-
Horse is going to hate that too.
Well, he might.
Well, Fresh Horse is a she and it's got a big honking cock on it. So,
Is it a she?
Well, you can't assume horses' genders these days, mate.
yeah, a horse with a giant penis is definitely not a man, not a male horse. So apparently a lot of the fans actually thought this whole, because it was so loose, they thought the whole episode was a dream because of that little sort of dream sequence at the end.
They're idiots.
Yeah, which is obviously just, that little sort of dream of Felger getting his award and kissing with Carter and stuff. They thought the whole episode was a dream.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
Like, come on, guys. Really?
Yeah, well, that's what I
You
didn't.
think the Wizard of Oz was a dream?
It was. That's what I didn't get at the end when
Rhys doesn't hear it.
When
Sounds of the gate.
You really need some headphones. I'll get you some headphones, buddy.
Yeah, we'll just pause.
Speaking of pink eye,
Pause here and get some headphones.
yeah, because at the end when it was a dream, obviously, I knew obviously that last bit was a dream, but I didn't know whether the whole thing was, or what the go was, because obviously he was a massive fan. Is he that stalkerish that he's going to imagine all of it?
Yeah, well, I think because O'Neill was so over the top and Teal'c was like, because SG1 was so like in on the jokes, it's like, oh, this is a real jokey SG1 compared to what we've normally seen. So yeah, I think that's why a lot of the fandom were like, oh, the whole thing must be a.
And
I think it just wasn't clear. Like it wasn't black and white clear. It was just sort of, oh, he's dreaming. Wait, is the whole thing a dream or just that last bit?
just the last bit.
Yeah, just the last.
And
bit.
I guess the fact that they actually made it through unscathed, the scientists, like you would go, well, that would
Yeah.
never happen. So
Yeah.
probably gives it more power for that theory. But
Amanda Tapping was apparently very happy with that dream sequence in the end because she goes, "It's the first guy in this show I've ever kissed that didn't end up dead."
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
She's like, "I'm the Black Widow of Stargate, so this is awesome."
What a crack up.
Well, she kissed Jack. Oh, sorry, spoilers.
No. We saw him kiss in Window of Opportunity. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
yeah, I was really happy to hear that the reason for the whole ruse was the fact that the Gould Lord, what was his name?
The
Khonshu.
Tok'ra guy.
Khonshu. Yeah, the fact that he ended up being a Toka, because at the start, the fact that it starts with him getting up and calling out his first prime, he's like, there is a team out there that we need to find. The Tari call them SG1. Dun, dun, dun.
big reveal.
Goes off to
Oh.
credit. I'm like, motherfucker, That would be happening like 400 times a day around the galaxy. Like, oh, wow, hang on. What's this episode about? The Gould want to kill SG-1. Let me sit back and watch something fresh. I'm like, what? That is the laziest pre-credits thing I've ever seen in this show. And then they're like, oh, we've got a Tok'ra spy. And I'm like, that makes sense. We want to see how...
Go pick him up.
I think Khonshu in general was pretty lazy, considering like with his hair and stuff, he looked like he was from like a 90s boy band. He could have been a member of NSYNC for all we knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
when I was watching it, I'm like, this guy does not look scary at all.
No.
All
those weapons behind him.
Come to find out.
And it's like, now we find out, okay, so the Gould like their hair gel. That's why half the Jafar have to shave their heads, because there's no hair gel for them. It's all for the Gua'uld.
You will not upstage me.
And then all the weapons behind me to try and make him look tough, and it's like, mate, not going to happen.
Yeah. And what was with that bloody turtleneck that he had?
Yeah, it was a weird outfit.
That was weird.
It was very,
I think
like,
he was so happy to be out of the Tok'ra costume.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
give me
elegant.
it all. I want to see everything. Really? We're going to have the Serpent's Venom thing all over again. We're going through this.
This is what we do.
that's the segment.
The sounds of Stargate.
So I'm happy to cop a
Got nothing to do with it.
I'm happy to cop a that's one and a that's two for this.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because I think Damien Kindler is very much a Star Trek fan. So okay, let me do my thing and then consider that
Sure.
at the end.
We can bookend it.
I'll let you finish. I'm going to let you finish.
So we've got
Stargate is the best show of all time.
So we've got the guy playing Coombs, John Billingsley. He at this very moment he was on hiatus between season 1 and season 2 of Enterprise, where he played where he played the Doctor, the alien Doctor
that's two.
Phlox. So he's filming in this episode. Then you've got
Careful.
then
Gotta
you've
get
got
through.
just let me finish. Then you've got Felga, who mentions a couple of times he worships at the altar of Roddenberry.
Yeah.
Calls them red shirts.
Yep.
Has a go at Coombs for not being a fan of Roddenberry, because even though Coombs is a Star Trek actor. And then also in the background of Khonshu, like where all his weapons and stuff are, hanging on the wall in the middle of it is a batleth. Like a Klingon batleth. Right in the middle. And I actually brought in
Also, the Highlander song.
one of
that
the
big
batleths.
knifey thing. Yes.
So that's the
Ah,
Klingon
big
weapon.
knifey thing.
It's like a bloody knifey knuckle duster thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's knuckle duster size, but they're normally about sort of
Imagine
1.5.
Apparently, also above him is the Kurgan sword, which is the Highlander.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen
Greatest
Highlander
movie of
since
all
I was
time.
a kid.
I don't think I've ever
What an
seen
Academy
Highlander. I
Award.
don't know.
So stupid because the French guy plays the Scottish guy, and then the Scottish guy plays the Spanish guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Why? Why didn't the Scottish guy play the Scottish guy?
Robert Downey Jr.
Sean Connery.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Oh, so good.
So yeah, give me that.
Actually,
Free retard.
that was actually a cool line when he says when Felger pays out Star Trek, he's like, oh, how are we going to get out of this one? He goes, oh, maybe with this, and then Coombs loses his mind.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, Vulcan, Felger, Vulcan, and then like just goes on this little thing, and then he looks like he's about to start crying. We're like, guys, calm it down. He's like,
Actually, yeah, that whole bit reminded me of Maddie and Rhys in this room.
It totally is.
I got the clip for that.
It's like, yeah, they're both fans of Stargate, but only
Yeah.
one's a fan of Star Trek.
Yeah.
There's something going on out there. Oh, please. They're just tired of your butt snorkeling. So tell me how you finally defeated Apophis, Colonel O'Neill. Oh, Major Carter, I based my doctoral thesis on your amazing wormhole stability theories. Fight me, Coombs. At least my heroes exist. This was a Trek convention. You'd be all dressed up like a Klingon. Vulcan, Felger. Vulcan. And I don't know how you can call yourself a scientist and not worship at the altar of Roddenberry. Oh, how are we going to go to this one, Captain? Oh, I don't know. Something to do with the tachyon emitter? Guys, knock it off.
I don't know those words.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Rhys could have a go at me about a tachyon emitter, that'd be awesome. But, nah.
I wouldn't give you the satisfaction.
So just to bookend us, and I want to say
I'm happy with that.
actually going to.
I'm happy with that.
I think from next week on, I'm going to redress those little "that's one, that's two" with clips from the other guys.
Oh,
So we had
yeah,
that's
baby.
one,
Ooh.
that, and then the red shirt reference. I just think, while if we can tie in some Stargate into the Star Trek reference, that's just really going to just make us feel a little bit better about it. So
That's what
Yeah,
I've been trying to
that's
do
fair.
for 6 seasons now. Just
No, but we're making
Time to
Star
Stargate
see,
into the
persistence,
Stargate.
Matty, persistence got you there.
Stargate.
Yeah.
The pouch poacher makes another bloody appearance.
Did it?
Yeah, good old Jack.
Yeah, forced into having the effect come out of his mouth, which we know that he hates. Didn't
And then,
come out of
like-
anywhere else because he was sitting on the ground, so it could have been coming out of his ass, like we've been saying, but we don't see it.
I love it how he goes in there and they're like, yeah, Khonsu's dead. And he's like, immediately elbows that guy in the face.
Yeah, right.
What do you think
Oh,
was
well,
going to
He
happen?
says it bore fruit. He's like, you calling us fruit? Bang!
How dare you?
And they hand the weapons off to the other guys. I'm like, why don't you just start shooting? There's like 10 of them. When Jack started punching the guys, the Jafar went in to kind of stop him and gave their staff weapons to Coombs and Felga
Right.
in that room.
Why didn't Coombs and Felga shoot them?
Yeah,
Because there was like,
because they would have missed.
there was Infinity Jafar and two of them.
Infinity.
Imagine the
Don't
shootout.
say infinity about when we're talking Stargate.
Yeah. Or universe. No, you can say universe now. I
Get
think.
it.
Just don't say origins.
Stargate Infinity.
How cool was that moment though when they realised that Coombs is trapped in the room, and then Teal'c and O'Neill are just like, oh god, I guess we better go get him.
Can they ring us in?
Really?
This is coming thick and fast, this one.
And then you just hear the rings, and then all of a sudden you just hear so many Zats and Star Flash just going off like nothing else, and then it's just dead silent. You're like, they just f***ed everyone
Oh,
up.
that was awesome, eh?
So good.
And then he kind of, let's go home. And he's like, oh my god!
Look after my cats. Yeah, that was epic, man. A couple of epic moments in this as well, like when Jonas and Carter come out of the bushes and started, we're going to shoot that guy on the cannon, and then, got distracted, and then Teal'c takes him out.
Yeah,
Oh, like, yeah, boy!
that's what I do in every
So
video
good.
game I play. Just go and get the turret guy so I can just mess people up with that turret gun. Because he just jumps on.
It was weird in Crash Bandicoot when I did that
Yeah,
as
it
well.
was.
So that was-
Totally.
Lincoln and I playing Halo.
Halo ODST.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firefight.
Firefight,
Yeah.
and it would be like, all right, do you want to drive or do you want to
Yeah.
turret? Okay.
Jump on the Warthog.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
There'd be so many
Yeah.
like massive bloody guns out, plasma rifles and shit. It's like, let's just man the turret and never run out of bullets.
yeah.
It's like running. It's like, do
So
it.
true.
Give us a 180. Spin it around and
It's just man that turret for the whole game.
Just a constant drive-by.
In the original Halo, Rhys and I used to take turns in driving that car or doing the turret, and whoever's driving used to try and bail out over the cliff and kill the other guy. I swear to God, we played it for like 5 hours trying to kill each other. Not shooting each other, just throwing each other off the cliff.
Yeah.
Who
It was
will
that
bail
sort of
first?
game.
All right, I won't do it this time. I won't do it. Ah!
Suck a dick.
I just want to finish it once.
Yeah. And then you go to pretend to drive off, and he jumps off.
And then you drive away.
Such a good game.
I love it.
It's my favourite scene. My favourite level.
Actually, another scene, if I'm not mistaken, is Teal'c going full Aquaman, jumping out
Oh,
of the
right.
water and grabbing
hey.
a Jafar.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I was like,
How
yeah.
long was he under there?
Full special ops, man.
Take that. It's like half the battle he was just swimming underwater to get that one guy.
Like, imagine how long it would have taken him get into the other side of the lake, swim underneath so as not to make the lake ripple.
Yeah.
And then at the exact right time, jump up and grab that guy and drown him.
Yeah.
He's doing backstroke with his shirt up so his symbiote can pop out and breathe air for him. Just as a snorkel.
Just like
Telescope.
on that Christian one where he got drowned or whatever, and he's like, his symbiote converted it to, for his body.
Deep state of Kona,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But what the hell was that Jafar doing so close to the water's edge? Like,
Yeah, what was he
really?
thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Just
Well, he's-
taking a piss into the water.
If I've got my back to the water, I'm safe. No one can sneak up
Yeah.
behind me.
Yeah,
Next
right.
minute, Teal'c's just like, nah, snap your neck.
Aqua Teal.
Was this the first appearance of our Naquita generator? Did you notice that at the start, Rhys? When they're trying to charge up the rings and all that kind of stuff, there's like that little, like the two silver balls with the little thing. Is that the first time we've seen our
No, we've
Naquita
seen
generator?
the Naquita Dick and Balls prior.
Oh, we have?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Because I couldn't remember. Because
I can't remember what episode, but yeah, it was a
the one
season or two ago.
The one with the young girl.
Yeah, with the thing, those nanos in her head, where they pass on the
that's
knowledge.
where they
No,
made
that
it.
they created the Nacre generator.
That's not the one I was talking about. That's the one where the glowing bugs. Pretty sure they had the Nacre. Oh no, they
Prodigy.
didn't. They just had a backup generator.
Yeah, I remember making Dick and Ball jokes about a generator.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, I just wasn't sure because we get a really good look at it, the way it sort of works in the episode, which I liked.
Yeah, was that little trap door that they plugged it into? Was that in the base of the rings? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet seeing that. All the crystals light up.
Yeah.
Which is a cool concept. That's when you watch Stargate, you go, we're only just starting to see that in movies and shows now. Like,
Yeah.
I know there was obviously some Star Trek stuff that I'd never really watched all the TV shows.
me
and all
neither,
that
mate.
kind of
Oh,
stuff.
that's 3.
Tell me more, mate.
That's just one for me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but like all the crystal technology and all that kind of stuff, like it's obviously not Cooper's writing because it is so good to see that. Kind of stuff, you
End
know?
quote.
Yeah,
Brad Wright,
yeah, obviously.
obviously.
Made a lot of input there.
Yeah, some input from RDA as well.
I noticed we did get, same as back in Abyss a couple of weeks ago, we did get another, like...
It was consensual. You have fun singing those songs? They're really depressing. I do.
we get another, like, over-the-top, Goa'uld, like, awesome / fucking horrible, like, jail cell. Whereas it's like when they all go into that little... And they're just, like, the lights going up to the ceiling in that little circle thing.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's like, that looks really, really cool. But again, you lose power, and that thing is completely... useless. So, yeah, that reminded me of the old Abyss gravity cell.
Actually, yeah, speaking of Goa'uld tech, I noticed that they've kind of gone away from the long distance communication devices, the FaceTime balls.
Yeah.
Because Herak's just talking to Khonshu just on the screen. He's like, yeah, we've got SG-1. They're going through hyperspace.
Yeah, they've went
And
to
then
plasma screens now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Upgrades.
true.
The teleballs.
Yeah, I feel like they gave up on the big one, like, straight after we saw it.
yeah.
We only see the big one once, and then we've kind of seen the Tok'ra with
Yeah,
the little sort of
handballs.
handheld ones. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about
Pretty
it.
much.
Cheaper production costs.
Yeah.
Probably.
We're on sci-fi now.
CGI, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Goa'uld jails that are very inefficient, how's it when Coombs and Felger are able to just pull a little tab out of the thing?
Yeah, like made out of rice paper.
Yeah,
and
they're
it's just
half a
like-
level above them.
Hey,
And
they
they're,
pull the grill off.
Is that burning?
I think he said that they're sealed magnetically, so that he goes, we have to cut the power. So there's obviously a cable there that they've nicked.
Yeah.
And then slide it off.
Right.
They seem wafer thin, those things. Anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, they were
Proper balsa wood.
literally made from rice paper, like to get that look, to get the light coming through.
Now, what were they going to do if the Jafar that came in to eventually reveal themselves and, hey, we're undercover Tok'ra, if they were actually
They weren't
Jafar?
undercover Tok'ra, Mitch.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
They were
because
free Jafar.
sorry, yes.
Just saying, mate, get it
Sorry, yeah, I'll do that again. You're right. Hey, take two.
Allied Tok'ra.
No, you're not going to edit
I like
that out.
take
say
one.
you
I
don't
think
get
it's
edit that
shame.
out.
You will not edit
But
that
Mitch is the one who edits, so
And
he'll
I'm not-
definitely edit it out.
I'm not editing that out. That's a bit of fun. I'll wear that.
Couldn't be bothered.
Mark 1. So, like I said, the free Jafar come in and say they're working for the Tok'ra. Like, what were they going to do otherwise? Because I thought they had actually, the way that O'Neill was just sort of like not casually resting
Yeah.
against the wall,
Yeah.
and they walked in like, "Hey, who are you guys?" And then they had that full speech, and then that bloke just sort of like gave
Yeah,
everyone else a
yeah.
bit of a look. Said, "Hang on, there's 3 people there, but there's
Yeah.
6 feet. What the hell's going
I
on?"
thought Tilk had a massive dong, but there's 3 of them.
Oh, he puts a shoe on it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, that
It's mashed as much as that the free Jafar when they lock up Coombs and Felger in that storage room. They're like, if you get discovered, your lives will be forfeit. And then they come in like later on to talk to him again. They get staffed in the back. All that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And then old mate just walks up and just boots his dead body on the ground.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Yeah, that was a pretty intense Sholvar as well. Like, yeah.
It was.
I want to know how he found out, though. Because surely that
They
guy
knew
can't
that-
be that smart.
They knew that the Tok'ra was a Tok'ra for ages.
Yeah, they just like, you look like you should be in a 90s boy band. I don't believe this shit.
It's like because
Right, okay.
Herak or whatever his name said, we've known for ages that he was a Tok'ra, but now that he's
Right.
actually given us you,
We've got
As in
SG1.
SG1.
Yeah, right.
not Lord you.
A true god,
now,
Anubis, will reward
now we can
us.
kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Very cool.
we do see Herak a couple more times as well, which is good. He gives
Yeah.
good Jafar.
Especially, because of this whole premise of just Jack giving it to this guy and getting away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not often
really
we get like
fun.
a recurring Jafar. We've had obviously
Yeah.
recurring Goa'uld, but it's not often a Jafar lasts more than one episode, really, unless they're an ally. So it's good that Jack has a bit of back and forth with this guy.
Yeah.
I was a bit.
Got a resume?
There was one odd part though when
You got the job. That was great.
You got the job.
when like Harak's talking about the Toker and blah blah blah, and it's like how they will weaken us like a cancer from within.
Yeah.
I was like, how the f- does Jafar know what cancer is?
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because the Tokra...
Cooper.
the Tokra had to be sort of... when it was Martooth and all that, when they were obviously looking for a host and then it ended up being Jacob Carter and stuff like that, they were like, oh, can you heal cancer? And they're like, what is that? And and they had to describe, like Daniel Jackson had to describe what that was. So you're right. It's like for them to just so easily know what it is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
when-
don't get sick.
Yeah, Jafar don't know what disease is, so they never get sick.
They kind of go away from that explaining language thing. Everyone's American now.
Yeah.
exactly.
You guys just deal with it.
Yeah, and they're all rocking their 2001 haircuts as well because it's like they're just like, oh, we're gonna get rid of the Jafarmicas.
Yeah.
There's no point. Well, let's just
Yeah,
everyone
it
can just
still
have their
irks
own
me
hair.
how every alien calls it a DHD, even though it's an Earth acronym.
If you would ever get a Jafar back, could have gotten back that one. I think it's from maybe the first season where they or maybe first or second, where they go back and visit the Thor's hammer world, the Viking world, and it's been destroyed. So Herawer is going to attack the planet, and there's that Jafar when they're holed up in the cave, and he's just this tall, lanky dude. He's like humans of the eye, and he's just he's just the weirdest horse-looking bloke you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because it
He's
sounded like his voice was flanged as well. Because he's got a deep. Is that guy?
Yeah,
With
he's
the deep
like,
voice.
surrender now! And no, and you're like, this guy's great. I want him back every episode. He's adorable. Like, the staff weapon would weigh more than him, so it's just like,
That's
oh.
great.
Yeah.
So we learned that Tilk's been off base and gone for some adventures.
Oh yeah.
Jack took him to a hockey game.
Oh yeah,
Been
that's
out
right.
having some bro time.
His first broth.
Yeah.
Just took him to the Rippers, took him to a
Well,
brothel.
they went to the strippers back in Ascension,
Yeah.
so
You have to
Don't
bandage
take
that
his
up.
shirt off.
Bandage that up, Tip.
So, T, who are you taking in the cup?
T.
Lord Stanley's cup?
So cool.
Hockey? Remember with the ice and the skating? We went to a game last year.
Indeed. I believe the Canucks of Vancouver are superior warriors.
Canucks, eh?
Wouldn't the Vancouver
much?
people love that?
Yeah.
It's like they're shooting there every day. Oh my God, Teal loves the Canucks.
He thinks we are superior warriors. And of course the Jack O'Neill bloody meme, the famous meme.
Gators
gone a gate.
Yeah.
This is we
Yeah,
finally
this
see
is
it.
Yeah.
Then we see the context, like he's just been an absolute dick.
Yeah.
Like, run for your lives. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Oh shit!
Yeah.
And then a classic like Jafar shoots the actual gate, not
Yeah.
him, or through the through
Yeah.
the wormhole or
Yeah.
anywhere near him.
Yeah, anywhere inside that circle is good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big window. Hit the guy, sure, but if not, maybe kill someone on
They
the
were
other
next
side
to
of
the
the galaxy.
DHD.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't far.
yeah, and it's like
Shut it
he's-
down.
He's just killed like 100 Jafar, but he's still cracking jokes and be like, oh well. What did I do?
Yeah. I guess you didn't get the job.
Imagine, yeah.
Yeah, why didn't they just shut the gate down with the?
I don't know. Can you
at
shut the gate
DHD?
down on the DHD?
Surely.
Yeah, you just press the big jewel in the middle and it turns
Have
it
we
off.
ever seen that happen though?
We'll see it next week.
No, I don't think we'd actually see it next week. It just
I
happens.
can guarantee you we do.
Yeah, but he doesn't press it. Is what I'm saying.
He does.
Twice.
No, he presses it once.
Well, you got to push it once to open it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So push it a second time and it'll close it.
Makes sense. Off and on button.
Yeah.
There was a bit in this that reminded me of being a father. And this is how, when you tell your kids to be quiet and they don't listen, this is the frustration that you hear in the parenting voice. I reckon RDA's got this one.
Shield is down. Way to go, Simon! Yes!
That's me
When I'm
most
driving.
Sunday mornings. My wife's coming off night shift. She's sleeping like 3 meters away in another room. And I got the kids locked up, and then I'm like,
Locked up in their cages.
I remember the first time I watched that episode, and I think even for 2 or 3 times I've watched it after that, I've always been so frustrated at that moment.
Yeah.
Whereas, it's that way to go, Sergeant. Go, shut up, you idiot!
Told you to be quiet already.
Damn it!
Yeah, that's why I think that's why I loved it so much, because normally when that happens, none of the characters say anything. They just
Yeah.
sort of go with it. But he's literally so frustrated. Like, you've been stuffing things up all day. Like, just shut your mouth. I've told you before. Stay put, shut your mouth. And what does he do? He yells and he runs out. Colonel O'Neill! Oh, shit. The f- did I tell you? Stay behind your tree.
A little leap over a Jafar body, like.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing is like he can't even get a proper word. Just shush.
Yeah.
It's like
angry.
Felju was so good at stealth back earlier on. He's like, hiding around corners.
He's
and
excited now. He gets to be out with SG-1.
Yeah, we're shooting guns and shit.
He's definitely living like what we would all be doing if we were in that
yeah.
scenario.
Oh,
Like, we would
yeah.
just be living our
I
best
would love-
lives.
You're a lecturer at MIT.
Shield is down. Way to go, Simon! Yes!
I love it.
I would love Stargate Origins, the other guys. That's what I would like.
Oh,
The
that
better
would make
guys.
it
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
the
man.
better guys.
Yep.
Yeah, give that third guy a chance to see what he can remember.
Yeah.
There was that third guy who kind of just got left behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. I understand
Like-
why.
Oh.
Oh,
He's
I was thinking
acting.
the exact same.
What do you
Like-
say we all get this together? Oh, shut up.
Was it when he... I want to say it was after he delivered the bad news to Hammond that they'd been captured, and they come back to the next scene on Earth, and I don't know what they're delivering, what Hammond's delivering. He's like, "Oh, really, sir? Well, maybe I can go back and save them." Or something. Like, oh, why are you? What? I feel like there's
That
such a
was-
mix of tones in what you're used to, because it's so much more comedy. But you're in a completely different, not only series, you're in a different channel, in a different decade of television.
I like that little moment just when Don S. Davies acting there, when he's like, I'd volunteer to go back, sir. And Hammond's sort of like, just almost laughed at his face, but he's like, well, I appreciate that. Like, it's very, very noble or whatever.
I've got hundreds of highly trained military guys.
The
here.
world's best trained people.
Yeah.
I
No, I'll
appreciate
send
that,
the
Doctor,
scientist, 'cause
but
he's
I
already been
kind of
there.
want my people back alive.
I appreciate that. I could also throw a ruck through the Stargate. It'd be just
like-
as effective.
It'd probably be more effective to send SG-11's corpses back over there.
Yeah.
Don't
And
let
they
the
get
fact
more
we
done.
let in Grogan throw you off. Everyone else is really highly trained.
I swear to God.
So I guess you could say all three of those scientists were exposed to a whole new world.
Your segues are getting better.
It's just the word world.
It's literally it.
It's not around the world, it's just world.
It's just a ham-fisted way to put the word
But
world in there,
always-
and we're in.
I always picture you with the Dr. Evil pinky. World.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Apitch, et bienvenue dans cette conférence des globes.
Hello, I've just banged a bitch and I'm going to a conference on the other side of the world.
Not a bitch. I think you've missed. That's
You've
it's dude.
Right.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Apitch. High pitch.
Hi, my name is
Ah.
High pitch. And there's no real translation for around the world, so that's why I changed it to circumference, the globe. Because, Anyway,
Atlas.
Do French people cannot pronounce H or
what do you mean?
a bitch?
Apitch, that's how they... Apitch, bonjour. Bonjour, mon ami.
It's very hot.
Je ne pense
Like-
pas.
Is humongous.
I want
That
to
sounds like
buy,
Shaka. Uman. Uman, Shaka, Kaka.
I want to buy hamburger.
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 Hamburger. Entree.
It's like Joey from Friends trying to speek French. Je t'aime. Je t'aime. Pardon me.
All right, well, this is the longest version of Around the World so far.
As long as
Daft
French
Punk's
one.
still cranking.
Don't even worry about it.
So this is where we find out what this episode was called in other languages. So the French for this episode was Acte de Bravoire, which translates to bravery, which was a weird one. Then we go to Italy. Yaha! Woohoo!
I usually think of when you fire the red shell on Mario and it hits the guy in front of him. It's like, woohoo! You're like, yeah! Jamina.
So in Italy, it was called Gli altri ragazzi, which is the other guys. Go figure.
Nice.
No looks this time, Mitch. Now we go to Spanish. Los otros heroes. The other heroes.
Cool.
Instead of the other guys.
Oh, I agree with that.
Check. There's no vowels.
Yeah, you gotta say chrd.
Hrdnove. Hrdnove. Hrdnove?
Chrnovi.
Sounds
I don't know why I'm turning into a
Sounds like when you
parakeet.
suck my dick.
Hrdnove. Hrdnove.
So the other guy's in check, man.
Nostravi.
Yeah, woohoo! And then we go to the Hungarian. We go to Hungary. And it's Atobifico. Atobifico. That's a little bit Italian. But we'll get it.
You're even doing the hand movements.
Atobifico. Atobifico. And then we like to go to German. We like to do a little bit of German. Which is Warhelden. Warhelden.
Someone pat him on the back. He's joking.
Sorry, verbal.
He's actually
verbal.
dying,
Sorry.
guys.
Like I said before, that sounds like...
Which translates to true heroes.
Nice.
And that's it.
Lincoln,
Need
no
to add
contribution.
I've been thinking, I've had two in mind, and I'm not too sure because there's a lot of credit goes to these guys, and my original thought was just these. That was like straight up,
Yeah.
like when
Fair
someone,
That is so
Yeah.
Australian.
you know,
Done.
it's just like when
Lock
they're
it
doing,
in.
it's like, oh, me dead, those are at it again. So you just say either that, or if you want to pay them some credit, it's just you. But because they're scientists, I was thinking it's a little bit contradictory because I was thinking about just saying dumb save the day. But I thought it's just straight up because when there's a lot of things like we do go save it, it's like.
Well, it
That
depends
kind
how
of-
you
I think
feel.
it
It could
wraps
be
it
like...
up.
It could be like in these or in these.
See it.
I like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
it's
see?
the
I like-
same. It's the same.
All right, we need to go on a tour.
Collaboration.
Yeah, yeah.
Collaboration.
Combination. I just love it in this where in Felger's kind of dream at the end, he puts Coombs in a tuxedo. It's just so freaking hilarious. He's just up there proud as can be in a bow tie. Like, why
But
would
then
you
it's-
hire a tux?
But then it's like before that, you totally buy. Before you realize it's a dream sequence, you totally think
you
he
would.
would totally do that.
You're right.
He would totally be so clueless on social cues that he would go. Well, my best mate's getting an award. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. He's probably wearing tails. Probably what we couldn't see.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
probably going like
Yeah.
full tails
Like
as well.
the penguin tails.
Yeah.
Let's just for a second pretend that was real life and not a dream sequence. Did he dress in a tux at home and drive there,
yes.
or did he get dressed
Absolutely,
in an office? Because I want on the idea that he got dressed at home, said goodbye to the cats, hopped in his car,
Looked in the mirror.
drove. They had to stop off and like fill up, so he's filling up fuel with the tuxedo on.
At like 2 p.m. on
2
like a
p.m.
Wednesday.
Yeah, on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then it drives through security who don't know anything about what's going on underneath. And they're
that's
checking
NORAD.
his security clearance, and they're like, should we call
Got
someone?
their flight suits on and all that. Like just
They radio. Excuse me, sir. We've got a guy in a tuxedo with cat hair all over it. Do we let him in?
Driving a LeBaron.
He's on a moped, sir.
He said that. Didn't
With
he?
one of those like open
He
helmets.
said he had
you
his
know?
moped.
Did he?
Yeah. Did he? Yeah.
What a crack up.
No, it's the tiny little scooter from Dumb and Dumber. That's what he's.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
he's driving.
Go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was the big dog van from Dumb and Dumber. Big cat
Except
van.
a cat. Yeah. Cat.
Pussy wagon.
I actually saw that guy that plays Coombs. He's a scientist for a quick second. I think is on the movie 2012. He was a scientist for only the
Oh, yeah.
first couple of minutes.
I remember him.
Yeah,
I
at
don't
the
know whether
start.
he was the first or the second, but he was in Prison Break. Remember the whole concept of Prison Break was one brother breaking the other one out of jail. The guy that was in jail was there because he murdered the brother of the vice president or something. He murdered his brother. He played the brother. It was never actually killed. It was all a big cover-up conspiracy. Now he was holed up in a motel somewhere, and he was Coombs. He was the brother. And the way that guy speaks, like he sounds like an innocent sort of like weak little nerd in this episode. But you make him play like this sinister, evil character. He sounds like the creepiest guy you've ever seen, and that's where I know him from. Mainly is from Prison
I think
Break.
he had a little stint in Suits, I believe, as like an accountant or something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And he was
too.
a teacher in Gilmore Girls. Just one episode. It's fine.
I think he was in True Blood in one or two episodes or a few, and Out of Time with what's his name, Denzel. Talking about Denzel earlier, he's in that.
Yeah.
I thought that was the Justin Timberlake movie.
As In Time.
In Time. Oh, I was close.
Good episode.
Just a bit of trivia for you guys as well. Adam Harrington, who played the Tok'ra Khonsu, was actually in Children of the Gods as a Goa'uld, apparently.
Nice.
Yeah.
News
It's a
to
nice
me.
bit of continuity.
Yeah. So
You
maybe he was still a Tok'ra.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a fan, you can kind of just, if you went back and watched it, you can be like, oh, he's undercover way back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now he's dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
And like when you see, there's one guy. Oh, actually, I won't be able to bring him up at this stage yet. But there's someone you see as.
I believe you've got to say, not to spoil anything for Rhys.
Not
before you
to-
say-
yes. Okay, there we go.
Rhys
There.
Roll
Not to spoil anything, Chris, but you do see one person as a SG. Someone from an SG team, and then in a later on in another season, you actually see him as a system lord. So they
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Camelas.
Yeah, Camelas.
Old Camelas.
So, yeah, it's also who's the guy Nareem from
Oh yeah.
from the Tolan. You see him in
yeah,
Atlantis
he's in Atlantis.
for a quick
So annoying.
episode. You're like, oh, for
we
Yeah,
didn't-
grown his hair out into like
Yeah.
a Farrah
Who's that?
Fawcett.
Never seen him before. Could have at least put glasses on him.
yeah, grow a beard, bro.
Do something.
It's time for the Get Into
Geek.
Geek Hairy Mailbag.
Weekly.
There you go.
Guys, I've got a couple of iTunes reviews here I want to
solid.
knock out
Knock them out to us.
from some great people. 5-star review here from TPAT151 from the USA. One of the funniest groups of guys with hilarious banter and good points throughout. Not only is it my favourite TV show, but they point out flaws, goofs, and other trivia of the show that I'd never heard of, which I find interesting. Great stuff. Keep it up, guys.
Oh,
I
T-Pat.
think, T-Pat. I think T-Pat's on the YouTube, so
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
on the YouTube channel that we've got going. It's not
Okay,
currently up to
He's
date.
on the
but-
YouTube. Are you on the internet?
Worked out how to work the Google device on it. Did ya?
Yeah,
I'm on the Google.
Tanner151, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
T-Pat.
Was that Tanith?
Yeah,
Tanner.
Now this 5-star review, iTunes, from Home Jib99 from the USA. Love these guys. A great companion for any rewatch. Ripped through almost 4 seasons in a month.
Woo!
Stargate fans need to
solid.
seek this
That's
out.
dedication.
That's
Champion.
solid.
Thanks, Home Jib.
Home Jib.
Or Homie Jib.
We're bloody fans of you,
Could be
mate.
anything. 99. Get that into you.
99 of them.
1999.
1999.
I want to give a shout out to someone who's been very active on the on the Twitter.
Tweet.
How did you come across it?
Oh,
You famously hate Twitter.
I screenshot it and sent
tags
it
me
to
in a
him.
lot of stuff. You guys, you and Brendan probably don't see it, Mitch, because it's at Get Into Gate, at High Pitched Maddie, at the Flying Gibson hashtag, and the rest. So you know,
Fair call.
you know,
Fair
but
call.
that's from.
Well, then you could say on the rest, I'm not including me, but if Mitch wasn't in it, there wouldn't be a podcast.
Yeah. That's from I don't know, some nerd.
It's like
At High Pitch Matty.
it's like
No,
Gilligan's Island.
their Twitter handle is at IDK some nerd. I just
There's
wanted to
High
do that
Pitch
thing.
and
So,
Christopher and the rest are here on Get Into Gay.
So yeah, shout out to
Jesus.
shout out to the Grinch,
Gilligan's Island.
who's been killing it on Twitter.
Listen, guys, a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned in, what was it? The Jonas Quinn one, Shadow Play,
Mm.
about the ring. And I mentioned that I tweeted Corin, hey, Corin,
Coronemic.
what's the go with your you wearing the ring? The popular fan theory is you're a master stonemason, but probably can't talk about it. We've had a reply from Corin.
Oh.
Replying to Get Into
Clearly
Geek.
not busy. He's on socials a
Yeah.
lot.
He makes the time.
Corin,
He makes the time for the fans.
Corin mentions to us it's supposed to be my father's ring and a symbol of our city, which is not on any wiki, so that's a Get Into Gate exclusive here, thanks to Corin Nemec.
Yeah, you've only heard it here unless you're following him on Twitter.
Yeah, because he probably mentions it weekly.
There you go.
It's actually on his bio.
Hey, you leave my mate alone.
Yeah. No, good mate. Thanks for that, Corin.
He gets requested about his
Bloody
ring
champion.
quite often, if you know what I mean.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, on like famous sort of markings and whatnot with the ring, we had Scotty Shaw send us a message about that the tattoo on Teal'c's
Teal'c.
finger that we noticed.
Oh, yeah.
And we had someone write in and say that they were a first timer and their long-term veteran fan of a friend had never noticed it. Scotty informs us though the finger tattoo is to commemorate Teal'c finally getting as much alien pussy as Daniel. So that's also an exclusive right here in Get Into Geek.
That's not possible.
Is
sir.
it on the finger he inserts, or
Oh well, that's more information.
Will
we'll
that
have
make
to
the
get
cut?
Between
No,
this
Daniel
and-
slayed a lot, but then Teal'c's been alive for 100 years. So.
Yeah. And to us, every woman he's ever had sex with has been an alien. So
It's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's it's a little buffer he had on Daniel there.
We have a tweet here from Janie Malson at Jaybird25. Janie writes, I realise now that I can't listen to Get Into Gate at work because I laugh too hard. I just spit coffee all over my keyboard. Hashtag Cooper. Hashtag redemption. Hashtag Team Daniel. That's so great.
Hey, work
Thanks,
has
Janie.
to pay for a new keyboard, not you.
Janie.
Thanks, Jaybird.
Jaybird. See, she's already got a nickname. Don't need to do it for her. Jaybird.
Jaybird, there you go. You got some new you tribe
What's it called?
subscribers.
Oh, the YouTube.
Oh, the YouTube.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, mate. You got some new subscribers on that, Brennan.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, because that's your little project. Well, they're all your projects, but
Okay. I do, actually. New subscriber, Halborg G. Shout out to Halborg. Dark and Chaos 86, one of the great YouTubers. New subscriber, Scott Elliott, Tori, and Lisa Witherspoon.
welcome to the YouTube, guys.
Lisa, don't ever be without your spoon.
No,
'cause I'm
God,
sure
no.
you've never heard that joke before.
Yeah.
And it was probably a stretch calling it a joke.
Yeah. Good call.
Good call. Good call. Troy E. Shetron has written into us. He says, I wanted to start off by telling you you've done a wonderful job with the Stargate favourite character poll. That was all, Brendan.
Thanks, mate.
I was wondering if you have considered possibly following it up with a collection of ships from the Stargate universe in a similar style poll.
No.
Haven't
I haven't considered
But
it.
now that you say it, Troy.
Maybe.
I feel like there'd be too many spoilers for Rhys.
That doesn't matter. I like it how you say that.
Yeah, Maddie wants to keep some for the Arsenal.
The what?
Arsenal.
Oh.
Derek Archer has gotten in contact with us from Facebook. He says, if you guys have Alexa, you need to try the gate room function. You can ask it to activate its self-destruct and be just like Hammond. Using it 7 times a day isn't wrong, is it?
No.
No, self-destruct. Look, I mean, if you're on your own and you and Alexa are just got nothing to do, just
Carter bots.
get it, activate that self-destruct. Absolutely.
I wonder what would happen if you did that. I
What?
do not understand what you want.
Activate
Shut up,
self-destruct.
Oh, I sounded like he was saying that if you do it on Alexa, it actually does like a little countdown or something.
That'd be nice.
But none of us have Alexa, so we can't.
No.
We can't
No,
check
not many
that out.
people do, I don't think. Thanks, Derek. Derek Archer on Facebook.
Derek.
Heather Brands has dropped us a recommendation on Facebook. Really fun podcast to listen to for Stargate lovers. I wish the show could dive in deeper in some content and theories, but I know it needs to be spoiler-free for Rhys.
Yeah, sorry about that, Heather.
I haven't had
That's
the
a theory.
I haven't had the chance to catch up yet since I only recently found this podcast, but I am in season 4 now, so I am on my way. And you'll have caught up in no time. Thank
I'm
you
on
for
my
jumping
way.
on board. Miss
Heather
Heather.
Brands, thank you.
Heather Dog.
Heather Dog. Brandy.
Brandy.
Jenna Cox writes in and she says, Maddie, when you're doing your Spanish accent, think of the Princess Bride.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You kill my father, prepare to die.
Has Jana just assumed you've watched Princess Bride, Matty?
I think so. I think she assumes we've all seen
And
it.
have you seen it?
Only recently, probably in the last 2 years or so.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, wow.
no,
Yeah.
Andre the Giant, mate.
Yeah.
I've
Never seen it.
Never seen it either.
You still never seen it? Yeah, that was fun. I used to
No.
watch that when I was a kid. That was fun.
Yeah, no, not. It's
Oh,
weird.
so
having
that whole,
having
like-
two older sisters, I thought I would have seen it as a kid, but no.
So that whole I don't even know if you guys would have seen it, but even if you had it, the Deadpool family recut would have made no sense because
Yeah.
it was Princess Bride.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No, my family was more about Labyrinth. We were watching Labyrinth. I remember watching Labyrinth
Yeah, I've
20
never seen
times as a
Labyrinth.
kid.
All right.
But yeah, we never got on to Princess Bride.
Yeah, wow.
After Nightwalkers, Nina Tamborello has written in. Nina says, it's awesome that it was filmed in Steveston. Steveston.
Australia.
Which
Australia.
is where...
Buddy Steveston.
filmed in bloody
Steveston.
Stevestown,
Yeah.
which is where Once Upon a Time was filmed.
Yeah. Next door
Oh.
to Bruceville.
Nina says when she...
Bruceville.
Yeah.
Bruceville.
Bruceville. It's on the Bruce Highway.
God,
When Nina
yeah.
visited to watch Once Upon a Time film, she also imagined the Stargate peeps there too. So quite interesting.
Well, that's
Wow.
interesting, yeah.
That means she must know the episode pretty well, because I mean,
'Cause-
I could be dropped in the middle of that town and I would not recognize it because I've seen Nightwalkers that few amount of time.
It's kind of cool because Robert Carlyle's in Once Upon a Time, and then he's also in Stargate Universe, which is nice.
Oh, Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin's a man. So are you guys.
Imagine if when Link was over in Canada, like instead of like rocking up at like Jack's cabin, he's like, "I'm in the town from the episode of Nightwalkers." We'd be like, "F you, F off, no one
Yeah.
cares."
Why?
Get
Put
lost.
8 sugar cubes in your cup and shut up.
Jam some French fries up your ass and f off.
Are you extremely tired during the day?
Yeah. You did have a lollipop earlier.
I did. Got a second one just in case.
Everyone needs a second one just in
That's
case.
exactly right, Rhys. You know it.
At least two.
Thank you to everyone for contributing to the mailbag. It is now
Absolutely.
it's now empty, so send us some more. Fill up the sack.
So, with that lovely sound gone, it's time.
Fun.
What is it?
I don't know. I never
time
know.
for something.
Time for something good.
It's
time to find out if
Rhys has been paying attention.
All right. For those uninitiated, bit of trivia here for the newbie Rhys. We're going to give him 5 questions with 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see if he can get 5 out of 5 for the second week in a row.
Oh, shit.
It's ridiculous. All right.
It has happened once.
It's disappointing, if anything, really.
Yeah, I know. I was disappointed in
Very wrong.
myself
I'm a disappointing
for
person.
writing easy questions. And I'm not even sure if these are any better. I wrote these drunk last night.
What else is new?
Yeah.
All right. Time starts at the end of this one. From the episode The Other Guys, name one of the 2 scientists that followed the captured SG-1 to the Hatak.
Coombs.
Correct. Who did Teal'c believe were superior warriors?
The Canucks.
Correct. What series is John Billingsley most famous for?
Trek?
Which one?
Star Trek?
Which one?
Off.
According to Teal'c, how many times has SG-1 saved the world?
7.
Incorrect. What does Coombs
No.
like to dress up as at conventions?
Klingon Vulcan.
Oh, correct.
Give it there on the death.
That is fucking Star Trek. What one? F- off.
Yeah. Maddie said it. Enterprise.
Yeah. Because they actually, for the first 2 seasons,
No, no one gives a. F- That's
when
3.
this episode was filmed, when this episode was filmed, when this episode was
Hey,
filmed,
get
it
it,
wasn't
Lincoln's
even
mic.
called
Don't
Star
just
Trek.
grab
It was
Lincoln's
just
microphone
called
like that without
Enterprise.
asking him.
It's not his dick. You have to ask for that one.
Solid grip on that.
So,
I
yeah.
heard the faint sound of a fishing line just being taken there.
I think you were
So-
wrong. You were wrong with the Teal'c one.
No, it wasn't.
No.
What was the question?
According to Teal'c, how many times have SG-1 saved the world?
Yep.
8.
No. Because what the scientist says is you guys can go and save the world for the
Seventh.
seventh
Seventh
time. And he
then-
said 8th time. So then they've actually saved the world 7 times, and they can, if they do go and save it again, it will be the 8th.
No, he was wrong.
Suck a dick!
He was wrong. You're my boy. I got your back. But
Who was wrong?
Felger. And then Teal'c corrected him and said 8th. And O'Neill goes,
That's what I'm
you've
saying.
been
Yeah,
counting?
Rhys is
so-
saying,
so-
according to Teal'c, they currently have saved the world seven
Seven
times.
times.
If they were to do it again, as
It would
the
be the
scientists are
8th.
saying, it would be the 8th. It's a bit
Oh,
of a-
okay, so I should have said would have. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
5 out of 5, bitches!
Did you say 7?
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I just schooled the teacher. Oh!
Is it actually a bit of...
Oh, that's 5, bitches! Technicality!
Oh, my God, sorry.
No, you didn't get 5 out of 5 because you didn't get Enterprise. So, but I'll give you that one.
Yeah, boy!
Father made you wrong! You stupid son of a bitch.
Star Trek Enterprise was the one we were after. For that one.
You need that meme where it's just like one, two,
I like the how you jumped up. You're like, Rhys, I got your back, boy, but you were wrong. 20 seconds later, you're like, yeah,
Mic drop!
Hey, thick and thin, thick and thin.
That's right. At least you know I'm impartial. I'm going to be like, hey, look, this is...
He's honest, he's honest.
So you're counting? Yeah, I was drunk, so I'll blame it on
Was.
that. Was. Yeah, well, I did drive here.
You've
so
never been clean
I can't
sober.
say I'm
In the last
sober.
10 years,
Can't
you've
say
never
on
been
air.
clean sober. You've either been drunk or hungover.
Yes.
Just trying to remember the last 10 years, but I cannot.
Yeah,
You're correct.
It's all a blur.
All right, that's
All of a
it.
sudden, I've got a couple of bloody kids that are nearly teenagers.
Yeah, what's going on?
All right, that's episode 119 of Get Into Gate. The other guys, we will be back, same bat time, same bat channel next week to talk about 120 Allegiance. This is a very, very Stargate-y type episode. We've got a whole bunch of people coming together for some awesomeness. We'll check it out next week.
And if you want to come together and be one of our other guys, jump on our Patreon.
Shit, that is the most apt one ever.
That's so
Join
good.
the allegiance.
Most effort we've ever been.
Just like a few of our new other guys, Ashley David, Anthony Miller-Croller, Aidan Kelly, Jack Williams, and Larry Vitito?
Holy
Vitito.
dooly.
Oh, welcome, guys.
Welcome,
Welcome aboard.
everybody.
You.
New recruits,
Welcome to the team.
come through my Stargate with me together.
Obviously, all our patrons helping to support the show, keep us, going, getting bigger and better, and some exclusive Patreon stuff went up during the week. I'll tell you, this little tease. If you're not on board our Patreon page at the moment, you can find out what Matty found out about his old complex. Was packed full of some
It's a
paid
brothel.
sexual workers.
Brothel, and you
Just
didn't know.
cocaine and prostitutes. Who knew
Yeah.
I was living in the friggin',
So Matty
such a
goes,
dodgy place.
no cuts. It's all raw, not uncensored. That's
Don't
all-
say raw when you're talking about prostitutes, mate.
So until next week, you can check out all of our old podcasts on any of your favourite podcasting outlets. Just search Get Into Gate, a Stargate podcast. Follow us on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Drop us a line into the hairy mailbag, getintogate@gmail.com.
Ascension was a fun one, Mitch. If you're going back through the back catalogue, episode 91, jump on.
Bit of a highlight there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can check us out individually on Mitch_Lewis. On Twitter and Instagram. Brendan, where you at?
I'm at the Brendan Gibson.
Matty, where you at now that you're listening?
Add high pitch Matty.
Reese.
I'm at the Flying Gibson.
And Lincoln.
At Link_Lewis.
Well done.
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
Gotta say, bloody great videos going up on your Instagram lately. Daydream Island.
Hey, thanks, buddy. It's only a matter
Yeah.
of time till we get you up there.
I've been
and
dreaming
the
about
island's
you.
gonna be just
Absolutely.
Gibson
Great
Island.
people.
There's you two
Swimming
up
with
there.
some turtles.
You
Wearing
there
some,
is
like-
the daydream, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with the Daydream.
Yeah.
Daydream Island.
Afternoon delight.
I go swimming looking for turtles, and people go whale watching from the shore.
Why?
Some fat,
Oh, I thought you liked
Whale.
turtles more.
pale. Hey, Migaloo is back.
Is he?
That's what they say when I
Oh.
listen.
Cool.
So.
That's a huge bit.
Get Into Geek.